Welcome back, friends. Okay, so today is our official first demo session. It was introduction yesterday, actually. Today, let us try to see few fundamentals of computer networks and let us try to understand, how these fundamentals will help us in understanding the concepts of CCNA or the server administration or the cloud computing or whatever technologies we have. Okay. The protocol remains same here, friends. Chat box is always open. Whenever you have any question, any doubt, feel free to send your question in the chat box. Okay, I'll just come to your question at the earliest. And at the end of the session, if you want to talk to me directly, if you have any questions, if you want to interact with me, then you can simply unmute yourself at the end of the session and you can interact with me directly. Okay, but in the middle of the session, try to use the chat box to send your questions. Okay, now this is a package. In this package, you have two administration courses actually. One is CCNA that deals with your network administration, and the other one is your Linux plus Windows Server. CCNA will be every day at 9 p.m. Next couple of days or next 3 days, actually, it will be at 10 p.m. But remember, I told you from next week, from next Monday, CCNA will be at 9 p.m. Okay. And Linux administration will be at some other time, and it will be again a live class actually. So CCNA Linux administration will be live classes, and every class will be recorded, and all the recordings will be shared with you. And coming to the Windows administration classes, we will just share the previous recorded Windows administration sessions with you. Okay, that will be more than enough for you to actually understand the concept of Windows Server administration then. Okay, and the package fees, is as of now 6,999 only, 6,999 Indian rupees. Okay, fine. Now let us move and let us see some basic fundamentals of computer networks. Okay, so the first question is, what is a network? What is a computer network? So the most common definition we see over the internet or somewhere in a textbook or somewhere in a document is a network is a collection of multiple computers or multiple devices that are connected with each other to share the resources and exchange data. So when I say data, literally everything comes under data. Your email is a data, SMS is a data, you're uploading some movie, downloading some movie, that also comes under data. So everything is data over the internet. And what about resources? Resources are like, say, printer, a hard drive. These are the resources that we share within the company. So the main purpose of establishing a computer network is to share our resources with the users or with the people and to exchange the data with users and with other people. So this is what your computer network is all about, my friend. Okay. Now, how these networks are connected with each other? The networks are connected with each other using cables or through some wireless technology. Cables or wireless. Computers can be connected with each other by using cables, or computers can communicate with each other by using a wireless technology. But friends, if you just go and see the networks across the globe, smallest network to the biggest network, 90% networks across the globe are connected with each other by using cables. Okay, around 10 to 15% networks are wireless actually, but majority of networks, 90% is more than majority, right? So 90% of networks across the globe are using cables to make connections and cables to transfer your data. Why they are using cables actually? Because cables are more reliable, cables are more faster, okay? Cables have more security. So these are some of the reasons why, every administrator across the globe prefer a cable network over the wireless technology. Wireless technology has many disadvantages. Okay. So we see computers and devices connected with each other by using cables. Okay. Now, there is a concept of networking also. One is a network and there is something called networking. This is the other terminology we see normally. So what is the difference between network and networking? So network is connecting devices. What is a network? Network is connecting devices. But what is networking here? See, for example, let us say there are two computers here. This is computer number 1 and this is computer number 2. And both the computers are connected with each other, let's say by using a cable. All good? They are connected by using a cable. So the network is already established here. Now, once you establish the network, these two computers, can they communicate with each other? Answer is no. The computers cannot communicate with each other until and unless we do some other things. Like, we need to assign the IP address, we need to enable some protocols, okay, we need to configure some security things. So we just need to do all the other things there. Connection is only one part actually, or 1%. Remaining 99% is actually the configurations, okay, the applications and all the other things. So networking is a process where we start the communication. Network is a process where we make connections. Networking is a process where we start the communication. So actually, whenever you are learning something, let us say cloud computing or CCNA or Windows servers or Linux servers, you are learning about how to start the communication, how to establish the communication, how to maintain the communication, how to provide the security. This is what you are learning there. So the terminologies can be used in, any way, network or networking, but at the end of the day, we are talking about a computer network. But if you want to go in more details, actually, this is one basic difference between a computer network and computer networking. Okay. Now, let us see the types of computer networks we have. These are some of the types of computers we see across the globe. Local area network, metropolitan, wide area, wireless network, campus area network, and cloud network. These are some of the very, famous types of networks. Beside this, we have like few more different types. But, whenever we talk about computer networks, actually, we majorly talk about local area network, metropolitan area network, and wide area network. And out of all these networks, actually, if you have clear understanding of the local area network, the other networks will be super easy for you to understand. Okay, so let us try to spend more time discussing about this local area network so that the other type of networks will be more easier for you to understand. Done? Let's see what is a local area network. Now, CFNs. Whenever you talk about any network, actually local, metropolitan, wide area network, campus area network, everything is hidden in the name itself. Okay, so when I say local, I'm talking about some geographical location, geographical area. I'm talking about metropolitan. Metropolitan means again a geographical area. Campus area network. Campus is again a geographical area. So all these types of networks are actually categorized based on the geographical area that they cover actually. So when I say local area network is a network that is spread maximum in a room, or let's say maximum in a building. Maybe there are 10 floors in a building, maybe there are 50 floors, or maybe let's say 100 floors. Your computers, your devices are present within this particular building, within a local area network. Within a building means it is a local area network. How many computers can be there, or how many devices can be there? Minimum 2 can be there, or the number can go up to, let's say, 2 million. See, as of now, there is no company anywhere where there are 2 million devices in one network. But just for your, basic understanding, I'm saying minimum 2 devices can be there, and maximum there is no limit. We can add up to 2 million devices also. But if these 2 million devices are present within a building, it comes under the local area network category. Clear? Now, how we connect all these devices, hundreds and thousands of devices? Again, we can connect by using a wire or by using wireless. But like I said you before, majority of networks across the globe, 85 to 90 or maybe more than 90% 90% local area networks over the internet or over the, across the globe in all the companies, they are connected by using cables. Physical cables will be there. By using these physical cables, they will be connected with each other. Okay. So what are the cables we use here? There are majorly two types of cables we have. One is called twisted pair cable, or normally we call it as CAT cable. And the other one is actually your fiber optic cable. So majority of computers, 99.9% computer networks, actually they use either CAT cable or fiber optic cable. Okay. So these are the cables we have that we use to connect our networks. Now, there are certain advantages we have in local area network. One of the advantage we have here is the speed will be very high in local area network. Why speed is very high? One of the reason is devices are present very close to each other. The other reason is devices are connected with each other by using a cable. And the other reason is the devices are connected with each other by using a cable, and that cable is our private cable. The connection is our private connection. We are not relying on some other company to make these connections actually. So within our local area network, our devices can get speed up to 1000 Gbps or more than 1000 Gbps easily. That is a great speed, right? See, normally internet connection, how much internet connection we are using? My internet connection is actually around 100 MB. Only 100 MB internet connection is there. I'm more than happy with this actually. Okay. But 1000 MB is how much? 1000 MB is 1 GB. I'm saying in local area network, you can get a speed up to 100 Gbps. That is like, very excellent speed. Okay, there is a question here. Nowadays, we are using laptops without cable. It means there is a security problem. It means there is a connectivity problem, my friend. I'll take my example. In my home, I use Wi-Fi in all the devices actually. And if I go to some shop nearby, let's say around 10-15 meters away from my home, I'll use my Wi-Fi connection to do some payment there. But if I just cross 30, 40, 50 meters, I cannot use my Wi-Fi router there. I just need to use my mobile phone data to pay the money there. To do my payment, I have to use my mobile phone data. So one of the disadvantages we have in the Wi-Fi is it is very limited. It is very limited. Speed is very less, and the geographic area that they cover is actually very limited. Recently means last year actually, there was an article somewhere, and the article says they have tested a Wi-Fi router that can carry your signals up to 1 kilometer. In 2024, it was a breaking news actually. Okay, so yes, security wise, it is not so flexible because if there is a Wi-Fi connection, any person can connect to your network. Maybe it is not so easy for everyone to take the data from your machine, but still some other person can easily connect to your network there, because once the person enters in your area, the Wi-Fi area, he whatever machine he has, maybe a mobile phone or a laptop, that mobile phone and laptop can be easily connected to your Wi-Fi network. But coming to the cable network, that person should take a cable and insert the cable in the laptop. That is much more difficult, right? Compared to the person who is using a Wi-Fi router. So in security, this is what it means actually. Okay, any person can connect to the network. So if that person can connect to the network, he can connect to your machine also, right? So in that way, security is not that much good in the Wi-Fi networks. Okay, fine. So coming to our local area network here, my friend, like I said to you, the speed is too good in our local area networks. Okay, great. Now, what are the devices we use in local area network? See here, friends. This is a local area network, and these are the devices we use in every local area network across the globe. To begin with, we have servers. We have router, switch, firewall. These are the four most common devices you see literally in every company on the face of the earth. You simply cannot show me a company where there is no router, or where there is no server, or where there is no switch, or where there is no firewall used. So every local area network is built around this particular four devices. And what about these computers and laptops and all the other things? They are actually known as client machines. So maybe on this computer, let us say HR is sitting here. Maybe on this laptop, let us say one salesperson is sitting here. Maybe on this laptop, let us say some manager is sitting here. Maybe on this particular machine, there is a Java programmer here. Okay. On this machine, again, there is, let us say, some, server administrator sitting here. So these client machines are used by different people in our company, right? So server administrators, HRs, programmers, marketing people, okay, production people, all these people use these computers. So by using these client computers, what they do? By using this client computer, a HR will connect to this server. Okay, let me just change the color here. HR is sitting somewhere on this machine here, and from this machine, HR is connected like this. Through switch, the HR is connected to the server. Okay. Now imagine there is a programmer here. Programmer is sitting somewhere on this laptop. So the programmer is connected through switch to this particular server. Okay. Let us imagine there is a person who is working in server department. Let us say he is a Linux server administrator. So from this machine, he will be connected to this Linux server here. So literally every person will connect to the server, and that person has to cross a router or maybe a switch or maybe both the devices actually. So they need to cross the router as well as switch, then they can reach the server. So the server is present for our company and within our company. But if they want to reach internet, how they reach internet? If they want to reach internet from this machine, they will come like this. They can go to server, again they will come back, they will go to router, they need to cross the firewall, and now they can enter into this internet. But firewall will decide whether the person is allowed to communicate with the internet or not. Router will decide whether the person is connected to a network that is available on the internet or not. Switch will decide from where the traffic should be forwarded. See, every device has a particular role to play, and every device will play the role perfectly because there is a person who did CCNA. That person is managing the routers and switches. There is a person who did the server administration part, that is your Windows Server and Linux administration. These people are managing the servers. Okay. And there is a person who is a security administrator. He is managing the firewall. So every person will play their role. Every administrator will play their role. And at the end of the day, the communication is smoothly happening within the company, and the communication will be happening over the internet. Okay. Now, suppose from internet, someone wants to connect with your server. Let's imagine, friends, someone is sitting somewhere here on internet, and they wants to connect with your server. You know what firewall will do? Firewall will say, wait a second, you're coming from internet, you're not allowed. That's it. Job done. Firewall will not allow any connection from internet to come inside your network. There is a default behavior of a firewall. If anyone is trying to access your server, firewall will say, wait a second, I will not allow you to come inside. So what we need to do in firewall, we need to allow that particular connection to come inside. For example, imagine you're working from home. So when you work from home, that means you're using your internet, right? Your home computer is not connected directly to the server which is there in the company. Maybe you're sitting somewhere in, let's say, Jammu and Kashmir, or maybe you're sitting somewhere in Kerala. But suppose imagine your server is there either in Hyderabad, Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, anywhere, or maybe the server is there somewhere in Dubai, or maybe the server is there somewhere in UK or USA. So how can you connect from your home to the server which is there somewhere if the firewall is stopping the connection? In the firewall, we need to allow certain connections there. Remember one thing forever, my friend. Very simple point. Servers, switches, routers, and firewalls. They do nothing on their own. They just do the things what we ask them to do. They work on our instructions. Server cannot do anything directly on its own. A router or a switch or a firewall, they cannot do anything on its own. We have to configure them, and according to our configuration, they will work. Technology will work according to you and me. Technology is created by people like you and me. So it will work according to you and me. Okay. So servers are working according to our configuration. Routers and switches are working according to our configuration. Firewall is allowing the communication or denying the communication according to our configuration. So what we need to understand here is how to configure them, how they are working, what is their purpose, and how to configure them. This is what the administration is all about. Got it? This is what the administration is all about. So this is a local area network that you see right now on your screen. And this local area network has all the major technologies that they need actually. So they have servers here, they have routers and switches, and they have this firewall. So once you do with this package, actually, once you're done with this package, you are eligible to work on routers, switches, and servers. Literally every company on the face of the earth, they need people who can work on this. See, right now you can see only two servers here. Only two servers here, right? But friends, if you go to the smallest company also, there will be at least 20, 30, 40, 50 servers. Medium level companies, some hundreds of servers, 300, 500, 700, 800 servers. Big companies, what we call as MNCs, multinational companies, they may have some thousands of servers. They will have some thousands and thousands of servers, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 7,000 servers. Okay. Now, one more thing. How many people or how many administrators are connected to this one server? Let us say this is server number one. What you think? How many people are connected to this server, or how many people can manage this server, or how many people are needed to configure this server? You know, friends, one person is not at all enough for this particular server. Actually, one administrator cannot manage one server. You need multiple administrators to manage one server. See, if there are 300 servers, do we need 300 administrators? No. Maybe we need 700 administrators or 400 administrators or 1000 administrators, because in one server there are many activities. In one server there are many services. In one server there are many roles. In one server there are many more things we have to do. So normally people think like, okay, there is a network, one administrator is there, one administrator is managing the complete network. I have seen very small networks also. Let's say there are 20 people, 30 people working in that network. Some are like, HR, some are working in some department like accounts. Some people are working in, let's say, marketing department. Like this, there are 15, 20, 30 people. In that company also, I have seen 6, 7, 8 administrators. Got it? So smallest network also will have many administrators. So right now, if the company is having, let us say, 500 servers, they need hundreds of Linux administrators and hundreds of Windows administrators. In the same way, they need many people to manage the routers and switches. So this is our local area network. Local area network, like I said to you, is the most important network that you need to understand, friends, to understand the concept of computer networks. Okay, so there are different types of servers available. Like there is a file server, email server, web server, database server, backup server. There is something called DNS server, DHCP server. Okay, application servers. You simply cannot see a company with this without these applications, actually, without these servers. Maybe in some company there is a web server which is running on 3 machines, or maybe there is a company where the web server is running on 30 machines, or maybe there can be a company where the web server is running on 80 machines. It depends on the business, or it depends on the company's popularity, like how many people are connected to that particular application server or web server, and so and so. Okay, so this is what the local area network is all about. Now, people say because of cloud computing, the requirement of network administrators and server administrators has came down. This is what I hear every time whenever I take any cloud computing sessions, actually, the AWS sessions and something else. Friends, the cloud computing has done a lot of great things to the technology, actually. It has done a lot of great things to the internet and the networks and the technology and all those things. But they have not reduced the demand of server administrators and network administrators. Actually, cloud computing has increased the demand of network administrators and server administrators. Okay, whenever new thing comes, actually people just try to move into that, right? So people are trying to learn more about cloud computing and all these things that are related to cloud, because they feel like, oh, it's a new technology. New technology means more opportunities can be there. But friends, cloud computing is a technology that is completely based on servers, firewalls, routers, and switches. A cloud computing technology will go down if you remove servers, routers, switches, and firewalls. Without these devices, there is nothing in cloud. Without these devices, there is no cloud provider available. Got it? So if you know this Linux and Windows administration and network administration, you are more than eligible to learn cloud computing with ease. And you are more than eligible to get a great job in the cloud computing if you're interested in it. So I repeat again, cloud computing has not taken the jobs of server administrators and the network administrators. They have increased the responsibilities. They have increased the job opportunities. They have increased the salaries and packages and all those things. Okay. So if you just forgot about cloud computing for a while, if you just concentrate on a local area network, which is again there in every company. Okay. Actually, you know what cloud did here? Suppose imagine if there is a company where there are, let us say, 500 servers. You know what this company has decided? They have decided to run their servers in cloud. What is cloud? I'll come to it very soon. But as of now, let us say they have decided to run the servers in cloud. But you know what they have decided? They have decided to run, let us say 300 servers in cloud, but still they have 200 servers in local area network. Getting the logic? This concept is actually known as hybrid cloud. So everything is not running on cloud and everything is not running within the local area network. There are very few companies which are running everything in cloud, and there are very few companies which are running everything in local area network. That percentage is actually in single digit. Let's say 2%, 5%, 7%, that's it. But majority of companies, they are using either the hybrid model, okay, where few servers will be running within the company and few servers will be running over the cloud. I always take one example actually. For example, imagine you have some money. Let's say you have 50 lakh Indian rupees. That is some money for in Indian currency, like 50 lakh Indian rupees. So what you do with this 50 lakh Indian rupees? There are two options. One option is you can keep all the money in your home, or you can keep all the money in bank. Both the options are available. But you know, naturally, what we do here, we keep majority of money maybe in bank, but we still keep some money with us in our home, right? It's not like we are keeping everything in bank. No, let's say out of 50 lakh, let us say you have kept around 40 lakh in bank and the remaining 10 lakh is still available with you in your home. Got it? So this is the concept of cloud. So do not feel like, cloud computing has taken the responsibilities, or they have reduced the responsibilities of the administrators, and they have simply removed the job opportunities. No. Whenever people ask me the question, what about networking in networking demand? Many people have asked me this question actually. What is the networking demand now? Why people are learning CCNA, CCNP and all these things? I say the demand is still there. The demand will be there forever. Network administrators, server administrators, demand will never go down. The only thing that can happen here is it will go up. Okay. Now, coming back to the local area network here, friends. So these are the devices we have here. And what are the most common services? Like I said you, FTP, file server, mail server, print server. There is something called DNS server. There is something called DHCP server. And the one of the most important server we have in every local area network is called AD, Active Directory. It's very hard to imagine a company is working, or the company network is working, the users are working without the Active Directory server. It is too difficult for me to imagine this, my friend. Active Directory is a service, or it is a server actually. It is from Microsoft. It is a Microsoft proprietary server. You cannot install Active Directory on Linux. So Active Directory is a server that manage the local area network, that can manage the sales department easily, marketing department, all the local area network people. This Active Directory server will manage. It is a centralized administration service. So where this service is available, it is available in Windows Server. So when people say Linux is more famous than Windows, of course, Linux is more famous than Windows, but Windows also has its own advantages. Windows also has its own requirements. So Active Directory is one thing that makes Windows very famous. Okay, so literally this is one service that you should learn. Okay, so there's a question here. So what is AD? What AD contains? User IDs. AD contains user information, user IDs, group information, policies, securities, authentication, authorization. For everything, AD is used, my friend. AD is the backbone of every local area network starting from late 1990s. Recently, Microsoft people have released Windows Server 2025, the new version. In this Windows Server 2025 also, you have the AD. So if you just go back in the versions of Windows servers like 2025, 2022, 19, 16, 12, 8, 3, 2000, that came 25 years before. AD was there in 2000, AD is there in 2025. So it manages our network. It is something like a centralized administration. For example, nowadays, if there is something like, let's say I was in school today with my kids actually, there were like around 40, 45 classes actually. From first standard to the 10th standard, there were around 40 or 42 classrooms. So how principal can manage all these classes, or how principal can keep an eye on all these classes? Actually, the easy way is They can have a, CCTV camera in every class, right? That is the best way they can, control everything from one location. So if they keep CCTV camera in all the classroom, in bathrooms and everywhere, actually playground and everywhere, canteen everywhere, it will be much more easier for them to manage, right? Sitting from one location. AD is something like this. Active Directory is something like this. From a centralized location, you can control your whole local area network. All the users, their permissions, their policies, their passwords, their authentication, authorization, everything they can control. Okay. So why I'm focusing more on AD? Because my friend, if you want to be successful in cloud computing, if you want to be successful in cyber security, if you want to be successful in DevOps and all the other things, one of the things you should learn very well in the Windows server is AD, Active Directory. So when you go through the recorded sessions, probably you have 13, 14 sessions where I'll be focusing majorly on Active Directory concept only. Okay, fine. So let us move and let us see a few more things actually. Local area network can be configured as a server client model. That is what I said. No, server client model means this is your Active Directory. Active Directory model is server and client model. Okay. Now, who will manage our local area network? Say devices will not be connected automatically, right? Like I said you before, I repeat the thing again. Every device will work according to our configuration. No device, whatever the mobile phone you take, the smartest mobile phone, the smartest server, the high configuration server, whatever you take, it works on our instructions. Normally people say artificial intelligence is this, that, blah, 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 all these things. Artificial intelligence is designed and developed by people like you and me. So it will do the things that we will ask it to do, right? So it is not doing anything on its own, actually. I repeat, artificial intelligence will not do anything on its own. Okay, it is designed in such a way that, if you ask something, it will be in a position to answer something on the basis of the previous records, on the basis of the history. It cannot, predict the future, right? So the technology works on our instructions. So make sure you learn the technology very well and you try to configure things very well according to the requirement. Done? So who will manage our local area network? People like server administrators, network administrators, desktop administrators, storage administrators, virtual admins, security admins. All these people, they manage our local area network. So when I say server administrator, I'm talking about Linux server and Windows server. And when I say network administrator, I'm talking about CCNA, right? Desktop administrator also comes under actually the server administrator part only. So these are the people who manage all these things. So without these servers, without these administrators, there is no local area network. Now, one of the drawback we have in the local area network is actually cost. Now, why it is a drawback? Because to take the routers, switches, servers, and firewalls, we need to spend a lot of money. Servers will cost you a lot of money. Server can be there in, let's say, $4,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000. It depends on the server configuration. We need to spend, the company need to spend a lot of money. Because of this cost, actually, in local area network, the concept of cloud computing became more famous. So what we do in cloud, instead of spending money on the servers on day one, we take servers on rent, and that servers are available in cloud. So when they are available in cloud, what it means actually, they are not available somewhere in sky. What is the concept of cloud? Cloud means these servers are available at some other location. Some other location means in the Amazon data center, Microsoft data center, Google data center. There the servers are available. So what we do, we take the servers on rent or we take the servers on lease. I'll give one basic example here. Let us say you are moving to some other city. Let's say you want to go to Bangalore to do some job, or you got an offer in Hyderabad, or you got an offer somewhere in Delhi or Dubai or some other city, some other country, wherever. So what you do, when you go to that particular city or country, will you buy the property there to stay there? No, you just take something on lease or something on rent. So that is more, easy for everyone to maintain their lifestyle, right? So they can simply go there and they can simply, take some 2 BHK, 3 BHK, whatever is needed on rent. They can pay some money every month and they can stay there for like 2, 3, 5 years, whatever the time they want to stay there. But suppose imagine a scenario where If you want to move to some other city or country, the condition was you have to buy the property there. You have to buy that particular flat. That will be too difficult, right? So cloud computing is something like this, my friend. Before cloud computing, if you want to start your business, you need a computer network. So you should buy everything in computer network, especially the servers and the other things. But in cloud computing, what happens? In cloud computing, we can simply take the resources from cloud provider and we can run our business. And in case, if the business is down, you can, within some clicks, actually, you can remove the server. And in case if the business is running good, and in case if you need more servers now, instead of 70 servers, you need 120 servers. So within few minutes, you can increase the number of servers from 70 to 120. This is what cloud computing has done. But whenever you talk about cloud computing, actually, you always talk about servers, you always talk about networks, you always talk about, security and all these things. So cloud computing is revolving around servers and the networks. Done? Now, this is your local area network. Like I said, friends, if you are good in this local area network concept, the other networks will be super easy for you to understand. So the backbone of the network, or the network that begins, is from the local area network. Remaining all the networks are there because of the local area network only. Okay. Now let us try to see a few more networks here. Let's go with this metropolitan area network. See, name says everything again, metropolitan. So if I go with this metropolitan area network is a network where multiple local area networks are connected with each other. Local area network 1, local area network 2, local area network 5, or local area network 30, 50, 100, whatever. All these local area networks are connected with each other within a geographical location, and that geographical location is actually metropolitan area. Metropolitan means a city, right? A big city, like London is a metropolitan, Dubai is a metropolitan, Hyderabad is metropolitan, Kolkata is metropolitan, Delhi is metropolitan, right? Do you know any companies in your cities, like say Delhi, Mumbai, all these big cities, wherever you are living, in a company which has many branches? I can take the easy example as SBI, State Bank of India. Within Hyderabad city, there are approximately 250 SBI branches. If you go to Delhi, maybe there can be 600 SBI branches. So if a company has multiple branches within the city, then they have to be connected with each other because they need to share some data. They need to share some information. So how that is possible? They need to be connected. How they can be connected? Can I take a cable from one branch to another branch as administrator? I am not allowed. Let us say the distance between local area network 1 and local area network is, let's say, 3 kilometers. Can I take a cable? No. What if the distance between local area network 1 and local area network is, let's say, only 300 meters? Can I take a cable there? Again, the answer is no. The distance is 300 meters. That means the 300 meters is a public property. I cannot take a cable from one location to another location. So what we do in this metropolitan area network is we are connecting different local area networks, or generally we call it as branches, which are located within the city. But who will make the connection here? This connection is actually a cable connection, first of all, and this connection is established by ISP. Internet Service Provider. The internet that you have taken right now, you have taken the internet from ISP, maybe Airtel, Jio, okay, Tata, BSNL, or any internet service provider from where you have taken the internet connection. The same people will make the communication, or the same people will make the connection actually first, right? The same people will make the connection between my office and the branch office, or my local area network and the other local area network. Got it? And how they make the connection here, friends? They make the connections by using cables. If the distance between local area network 1 and 2 is, let's say, 30 kilometers, they use cables to make connections. But they are not using one cable from local area network 1 to local area network 2. They have many cables already laid down under the ground. So that they are already using the cable. They are using the existing cables actually. They are not laying down a cable only for my branch. The cables are already available. Hundreds and thousands of people or hundreds and thousands of companies are already making connection by using those cables. For example, if there is a local area network 1 and local area network 2, which are, separated by, let's say, 30 kilometers. And if you want to travel from local area network 1 to 2, that's branch 1 to branch 2. Do we need to lay down a separate road between one and the other branch here? No. Already there are some roads available, right? There are some roads already constructed by that particular city's government or the state or the country's government. So we are simply using those roads actually. But we are not the only people who are traveling on the road, right? There are many more people. So the road is constructed for everyone. So everyone is using the road. In the same way, the cables are available actually between this 30-kilometer distance. Okay, and these cables are laid down by whom? They are laid down by this internet service providers, and these cables are used by multiple companies, and every company will pay money according to their usage, and the internet service provider is providing the services. This is your metropolitan area network, my friend. See, it is majorly local area networks connected with each other, right? That is what the metropolitan area network is all about. Okay, but what is the condition here? The condition is they are present majorly within a city, around 80 to 100 kilometers distance they will maintain. It can be 200 meters or it can be up to like 100 meters, approximately 100 meters. And majorly say they are using wired networks. Who will make the connection? ISP, internet service providers will make the connection. And I have already named some internet service providers. So whatever internet service provider you're using, that internet service provider is providing services to some lakhs of companies actually within our country. Okay. Now, what is the drawback here? The drawback is a public network. Our data is passing on a cable, which is also used by many different companies. This is the only drawback we have. Okay. So what about security? Yes. The data security is a issue here, but we have certain protocols that actually using these protocols we can provide better security. But over the metropolitan area network, we need to enable certain protocols so that the security is much better there. So this is what metropolitan area network is all about within a city. Done. Now once I go to the other network, there is wide area network here, friends. You can see clearly wide area network is again a collection of local area networks that are spread across the globe. Connected across the globe. Let us say this local area network is somewhere in India. This is somewhere, let us say, in Australia. This is somewhere in, let us say, Alaska. And this is, let us say, in Brazil. Just imagine the distance here, my friend. Every location is separated with each other with some thousands of kilometers distance, right? No one is even some, hundreds of kilometers away. They are thousands of kilometers away from each location. So this wide area network is a connectivity where the branches which are there in different cities, countries, or continents are connected with each other so that they can share the data, they can share the information, they can do their particular business. Okay. But the thing that I need to highlight here is how they are connected. They are connected by using cables. India and Australia are connected with cables. India and Alaska is connected with cable. India and Brazil is again connected by a physical cable. These internet service providers have already laid down some lakhs and lakhs of miles of cables under the sea, under the ocean, under the ground, under the forest, near a highway, near your street, wherever you are living. There are some internet cables available there. Okay, let me just show you few cables actually. You might have seen this before, somewhere near your street or somewhere near your gully, whatever you say. Have you ever seen someone laying down cables like this? These are actually your internet cables. The green color bundle is your internet cable from there's the outer body actually. Internally, that cable will be something like this. You can see some hundreds of wires are available, and you can see the outer body, the black color metal here. That is too strong here, right? Because the cable is passing under the ground, under the sea, under the sea. I hope most of you knows actually this. It should not be a breaking news for you. If not, then it is a big breaking news for sure. See, this is some sea somewhere, sea or ocean, whatever. Okay, this is this ship. And what they are doing here, they're simply laying down this cable. They are simply laying down this cable under the sea. Let me show you a few more images here. This one. Can you see these yellow color bundles there? The ship responsibility just to lay down these cables. As of now, there are some lakhs and lakhs of miles of cable is already there under the sea. We are using internet connection through this cable. You know, if you're sitting on your Wi-Fi device, let us say router, or let us say laptop or a mobile phone, from your mobile phone or from your laptop till your Wi-Fi router, it is wireless. But when you go and check your Wi-Fi router, there is a cable coming to your Wi-Fi router there, right? So that cable is literally connected to every part of this earth. It is connected to somewhere in, let us say, a city which is there in South America, somewhere a city which is there in North America, somewhere a city which is there in, Europe or Asia, or somewhere in Australia, wherever it is located, my friend, these cables will make these connections in action. So these are what cable? These are your underground cables or undersea cables. So metropolitan area network is a network where the ISP is making connections between all the branches using these cables. Okay, so this is what it is, my friend. This is your metropolitan area network. Fine, so I guess this is enough for the day. We understood three types of networks here: local area network, metropolitan or wide area network. Okay, there are a few more things that we need to see. Most probably we'll see in our next class. So like I said, I'm just trying to make you ready for the 9 a.m. batch. So if I can just take the classes till Saturday, you'll be more than ready to join in that particular batch. I'm taking, around 40 minutes for that particular batch. I'm going in a bit slow way so that, I can just, keep the pace, and I can simply add people who are interested from this 10 p.m. batch, and they can join in this 9 p.m. batch. Okay, so these are the three networks we have seen here, friends. Hopefully you understood these three networks. Remaining three we can finish within like 10-15 minutes, and then we can move to some other things. But as of now, these are the three types of networks we have. Three types of major networks. Actually, when you go and read any document anywhere, in majority of documents, they will refer only local area network, metropolitan and wide area network only. Whenever you learn some technology, whenever you learn some, server administration and all the other things, they will ask, they will mention something like, okay, this service is used in metropolitan area network, this particular protocol is used in local area network. So you just need to know these networks very well. You're not learning these networks only for knowledge. You're learning these networks because these terminologies will use in all the other documents that you learn in or that you read in coming years and years to come. Okay, so majorly try to focus more on the local area network concept here, friends. If it is, if you understand this concept, the other concepts will be much more easier for you to understand. Done? So I'm done with this session here, friends. I'm here for you for next couple of minutes. If you have any doubts, any questions, feel free to send your questions, or if you want to talk to me, it's up to you now. Okay, so the regular sessions we have already started, and we are just taking the backup classes here. Backup classes means I'm not skipping anything yet, friends. I'm just trying to cover each and everything what I have covered to them so that, we can be ready with them. We are only like 2 classes behind with them. So we are not like they are 10 classes already completed. We are in the second class. No, they are maybe in the fourth class. So we are in the second class here. That's it. So before I get any questions from your side, let me just try to put the details again here on your screen. So this is a package here, friends. There are 3 courses here. CCNA. It is daily at 9 p.m. Hmm? Second one is your Linux. I already started Linux in morning, 6 a.m. If you can come in 6 a.m., well and good. If not, you can come at some other time. After like a couple of weeks, again, I'll start a new batch after like 10 days or 2 weeks. So then you can come in Linux. And the third course, what we have in this package is Windows Server Administration. So this is your recorded sessions. Okay. All these three will come in how much? 6,999 INR. Okay, so if you're interested in moving into cloud or DevOps or cyber security and all the things, this is a place where you need to start your career, my friend. This is a place where you need to start everything. Then you can easily learn cloud and all these things. Okay, fine. So I guess there are no questions here. So we'll stop the session here, friends. We'll meet again tomorrow at same time, 10 p.m. and we'll just try to complete the remaining things that we need to say in the networking part. And then we can move into the IP addressing concept. The most important concept for any administrator is the IP addressing concept. So this was the demo session. This was the last demo session actually. From tomorrow, I think the link will change. So you have to decide and you have to, talk with the management in case if you're interested in continuing with these classes actually. You have these numbers. You can just call on these numbers and you can take care of the other things that you need to take care. Okay, so today it was a last demo session, friends. And from tomorrow, the link will change for this particular 10 p.m. batch. So let me just, put the numbers here. These are the three numbers they have. You can just message them on any of the number. You can, if you want to call them, you can call them on any of this number and let's see how it goes. So it's up to you, friends. So hopefully after a couple of days, I'll be sharing my WhatsApp number so that, if you have any doubt when you do practicals or before the interview and all those things, if you want to have some interaction with me on WhatsApp, it will be more than enough for you to clear your doubts, or it will be more than easy for you to face the interview by taking small tips from my side. So I'll share my WhatsApp number of a couple of days, but as of now, these are the management numbers. So if you're interested in it, now you can just continue with this from tomorrow with a new link. Okay. Yes, Sivanathan, anything? I have seen you have unmuted yourself actually.
No, no, sir. I'm good.
Okay.
You,
Okay, okay.
you will help us at last in preparing resumes and all. Okay.
Yeah, I'll share the resumes for all these things. So there are certain things you need to add in the resume. So obviously I have to share those things with you. Windows resumes, CCNA resumes and Linux resumes. Okay, so it's not a big deal. Resumes are already there. Resumes will be there every time actually. So I'll share those resumes actually. See, the only thing you should concentrate more actually is on the learning process. If you know the technology, a resume is actually something that you put. Resumes will not get a job actually. Normally, people try to focus more on resumes. Okay, you should know what to add in the resume, how it should be presented. That's a good thing. But resume is only the thing that you're displaying your talent there in text. But when they take the interview like you orally, right? We have to face the interview, you have to answer it. If you know the technology, then no force can stop you from getting a good job and getting a good package there. If you're missing in one company due to some reason, there are hundreds and thousands and lakhs of companies where you need network administrators, server administrators, and all those things. So my personal suggestion is try to concentrate more on the learning process as of now for next 30, 40, 50 days. If you're good in this particular concept, if you're good in this technology, then nothing can stop you from nothing can stop you from having a great career actually. Learning is the thing that you need to be focusing more on actually. Okay, fine. So that's it for the reference. Then that's it for all these demos and hope to see you again tomorrow with a new link. Yeah, thanks a lot, Shivanas. Thanks a lot, Kiran, and all the other people who have participated in these demos. Take care, guys, and very good luck for your careers and hope to see you again tomorrow at same time.